Yo, it's your boy EJ. We're back with another Wired In podcast. I hope y'all been staying wired in. I'm sorry I have not posted as much as I could, but today's pod is gonna be a banger, man. We got college football, we got the conference championships, we got the rankings, we got all of that, man. So without a doubt, let's get to it, yo. Welcome to Wired to the Game. So coming in, so we're gonna talk about the conference championship for this. Man, college game day messed up. They should have went to the Ohio State Indiana game, but instead they're going to go to the Alabama Georgia game, which I understand because they played regular season. Alabama ended up winning that matchup, so I understand that 100%. But we also got ACC craziness. Man, this podcast is going to be a banger, man. Let's talk about it, man. So, with the first one, we're going to talk about the unique craziness of the ACC championship. You got Virginia, you got Duke. Man, is Duke even there? That's my question, man. Why is Duke there? Because for a simple fact, man, Duke is 7-5, I believe. Why isn't a team like what's it called? A team like Miami in there in the ACC that's 10-2. You put a 7-5 Duke, which is crazy to me. I don't know why you did that. I don't know how you did that. That's crazy. So without doubt, we're gonna talk about Virginia versus Duke. And Duke, I mean, I think I have Duke with the upset. I got Duke with the upset for the simple fact. Man, Duke is like they're dangerous because they have nothing to lose. Virginia has a playoff bid to lose. Duke, they have nothing to lose. They're gonna go out there, open up the playbook. They're gonna go out there and try to be as crazy as they can, and they're gonna try to force it to where Virginia literally is not in that playoffs no more. And if Duke wins, we could potentially see two group of five team bids, which would be crazy. That'd be insane, and that definitely show why the 12 team playoffs is a thing because back then you only saw 14 playoffs, and you saw them playing teams like, man, you saw teams like Georgia, Ohio State, man, Alabama. Like you saw teams like that. They're like big schools, so that's why recruits didn't want to go to the smaller schools because they wanted to be in the playoffs. They wanted to attend a lot. Now the 12 team, it's equal playing field. I mean, don't get me wrong. I still believe you have SEC bias, but it's an equal playing field for Group of Five because they can still get a seat at the table. It's not teams that have one loss that don't get a seat at the table, or teams that are undefeated like Florida State, for instance, they don't get a seat at the table. Or UCF back then, they didn't get a seat at the table. So it's just this 12 team playoffs is an amazing thing. They should keep it where it's at and give me Duke and give me two Group of Five bids. Now, obviously, Group of Five, give me Tulane. I know it's supposed to be. I'm not even gonna talk about the Group Five championship. Just give me Tulane in whatever game they play in, man. Like it's easy. John Summerall has built a dog team. They're insane. Give me Tulane, man. Special. So, all right. So now let's get into Ohio State versus Indiana. This game is going to be an offense versus defensive clash. Ohio State's defense, Indiana's offense. For the simple fact Ohio State has never faced this high powered of an offense in Indiana. Indiana, they've went under the radar. Last year they were under the radar. This year they're under the radar because they have dudes like man. They have stars, but they don't have superstar names. They don't have people that you're like, oh, they got this, they got that. Like they don't got. They got. Think about it like this. Ohio State's like a man. They're like a smooth Lamborghini. Everybody knows the brand. Everybody wants to drive it. This and that. They're like a Tesla because everybody wants to drive it. Everybody knows it's good. This and that. Indiana is like that Toyota that's consistent, but and everybody drives it, but it's consistent, underrated, under talked about. So you're having a Lamborghini go up against a Nissan. That's same with same with horsepower, man. You got Jeremiah Smith, Cardinal Tate, you got Sonny Styles, Caleb Downs. Like you got, it's like so. That's the way I'm looking at it. Indiana though, they can give you a fight. Fernando Mendoza, Omar Cooper, Elijah Surratt. You have dudes on Indiana. It's just that give me Ohio State for the simple fact They walked in there. Roderick is all I need to see for Ohio State. They ended up being the team up north. For the first time in 4 years, they beat them. Even last year when they won the championship, they lost to them. This year they beat them. It's clear that Ohio State is on a mission. So give me them beating Indiana. So just that simple. Just give me them. And then the final one, the one that college football game day is going to Alabama, Georgia. Cam Miller, Nate Fraser, Ty Simpson, Gunnar Stockton, Ryan Williams, Zachariah Branch, Jeremy, what's it called? I forgot his name. Bernard, Jeremy Bernard. Sorry, I have a brain for Jeremy Bernard, Noah Thomas. So you're looking at this matchup, and you have it circled if you're Georgia because you're like, man, I can finally get them. Finally, I can get them because Kirby Smart. At this point, bro, it seems like you're owned by Alabama. I get you went there and all. It seems like you're just put on a collar when you play Alabama. Like you don't know what to do. Similar with before this year, Ryan Day versus Michigan. It seemed like that. And you can't if you're Kirby Smart, you can't let that happen because man, you gotta beat them. You gotta get over that hump. You gotta beat them. So I feel like this is the year they get over the hump. They win the SEC championship. Give me Georgia. Now we're gonna get into the college football playoffs. So I know that there's five bids. I know that. So there's five bids. So 1 through 5 is already taken. So we're just gonna go off of Big Ten champion is gonna be number one. Number two is probably gonna be SEC champion. Number three, Big 12 champion, and then 4 and 5 could be those group of five champions that we were talking about. So with the number 6 spot, give me whoever loses the Big Ten championship. So it could be Ohio State or Indiana filling out that 6 spot. But this is why. Because they're both undefeated. So if they lose, it's like you can't really punish them for losing the Big Ten championship to another undefeated team. So it's like, in my opinion, it's like somebody's O's got to go. But if you lose that O, you're going to play a first round game, which isn't the worst scenario. But you can't punish them to the point where they go down to like the 7th spot, the 8th spot. You know what I'm saying? Playing a away game. I'm like, why would I play in the championship then? Why would I just take my seeding? That's the way I look at it. So you really can't punish them for playing an undefeated team because that's a really good game, and they're undefeated. So whoever loses is probably going to take that 6 point. 7th spot. This is not going to be the same. Texas A&M is probably going to take that 7th. So they're going to jump down because Texas A&M. I feel like they're just going to jump down to that 7th spot. They lost to Texas. That's a horrible loss. So I can see them falling down even more. But with the way they are, they're probably gonna let the SEC team take the 7th spot, and they're just like, okay, man, actually, give me Oregon in that 7th spot because Oregon lost to Indiana. That's the only loss of the season. They haven't played cupcake teams. They played teams that actually are pushing in the top 25, and you play like you really can't just say, oh, this and that. So give me Oregon in that 7th spot. Give me Texas A&M in that 8th spot because then you know they're going to play. They're going to play what's it called. They're going to put Texas A&M up there. So the 9th spot. I just the 9th spot. Give me Oklahoma. I know what y'all gonna say. EJ, offense. EJ, Ole Miss. They don't have offense. You're gonna look at me. You're gonna be like, I have Kawhi Lacey. I mean, they have Trinidad. What's it called? Trinidad. I know. Man, this is the thing though. You have to look at. I mean, they don't have people to call the plays. Lane Kiffin gone. He took his whole entire offensive staff with him. So that you have a defense, yeah. And the defense coordinator is now the head coach. So you're looking at it, who's gonna call that offense for you? Because Lane Kiffin was the offensive mind. He's the reason Jackson Dart is looking like a franchise quarterback on the Giants. He's the reason what's it called? Trinidad is literally in the Heisman race. So it's just you can't doubt the coaching. I wouldn't even be surprised if they missed out the playoffs. Because this is the thing. You see what they did with FSU last. I mean, what's it called? FSU before the 14 playoffs ended the year before last. You look at that and you're like, offense you not make it? And they say it's because of their quarterback. What are they going to do because a whole entire offensive staff is gone? What are they going to do about that? They can't. You can't just show, oh, SEC gets a different type of preference. You can't. It's all about literally what the committee says. It's not just about records. It's about everything going into the team. And they lost the offensive staff. So you're going to say Florida State lost the quarterback, that's fine, but then you lose all of your play college, all of your head coaching, and that's okay. You can't. That's SEC bias at its finest. So I just don't know if the committee will keep Ole Miss in the playoffs. With that being said, if they do, they'll probably go into the ninth spot. They'll have Oklahoma go above them, and then for the 10th spot, man, give me Miami. Miami, because if you look at it, you could say Notre Dame. But this thing y'all fail to realize, they played on a field week one. It's not about improvement. It's not about statistics. It's not about nothing. They played on a field against each other. Offense line up against defense. Defense line up against offense. They played on the field. So they played head to head, and Miami came out with the win. I know it was week one, but I don't care. It's head to head. They played week one, and Miami won. So why can't they be above Notre Dame? Why can't they? You can't put you can't put, oh, they passed the eye test. No, that does none of that matters. I'll tell you right now, I don't care. I don't give two rats tails about that. Miami won't beat Notre Dame, so Miami should be over Notre Dame. Not a 11 spot. Notre Dame can have that spot. Let me see. 11 spot. This word gets tricky. You have Notre Dame, right? 11 spot, you take Notre Dame. Notre Dame can have that last spot, the playoffs, 12 spot. This is where it gets tricky because you have BYU, you have Vanderbilt, you have three lost Texas, you have these teams that you're like, man, you can't. It's one of those things. You have Utah, like you have for the 12th spot. It's unpredictable. I'm gonna say Vanderbilt slides into that spot for the simple fact Vanderbilt's 10-2 in the SEC. That's all you really need to know. You forgot the committee caters towards SEC schools. They don't care about no other league. Maybe Big Ten. But everybody else, oh, we don't care. Y'all go play. Yeah, the adults are talking to you. You know how when your mom is like, when your family comes in and you're like, oh, you're trying to talk to your mom and you're trying to talk about the family and this and that. She shows that little type of bias because they were seeing him a lot of times. Like, go play with them. The adults are talking here. That's what the committee's doing with SEC and Big Ten. They'll tell teams like, what's it called, Utah, go over there, bro. The big kids are talking here. The adults are talking here. So it's just, I just see Vanderbilt getting put in the playoffs, even though they don't deserve to be. They're gonna get that 12th spot, and BYU they're gonna follow that spot because guess what? They're gonna get in trouble for they're gonna get in trouble for making the Big 12 championship and losing. That's what. It's not fair, but that's life. They either win here, beat Texas Tech, and Texas Tech take that 12th spot, or BYU loses and just out. So, but if y'all have any questions, if y'all want to say anything, hot takes, anything, hit me up in the comment section, man. Make sure y'all stay wired in. We're back, baby. I'm posting more videos soon. And yeah, stay wired in.